You can have the most brilliant message, the most life changing offer. You can make so much impact. But I'm telling you right now, if you are not doing this thing first, that magic is not going to happen. Those game changing launch strategies, the brilliant messaging, because if people don't know you exist, none of it matters. Visibility isn't one of those things that's just a nice to have. It really is the foundation of every single business breakthrough. A lot of people call it brand awareness. A lot of people call it being seen, being known. Some people call it being famous, right? But at the end of the day, having that authority, having that thought leader, having that opportunity to put yourself out there, we can have the best laid plans, right? But if no one knows who we are, it doesn't really matter. So many people, specifically entrepreneurs, business owners, CEOs, are struggling with sales. And I can look at their content and really be able to identify, okay, well, I don't even know who you are, right? So if I don't know who you are, I can't connect with you in some way. The odds are your offer is probably not getting any spotlight either. Your offer probably isn't getting any visibility. So if people can't find you, if you're not showing up in their feed, if you're not searchable, right? If they've never heard of you, they simply can't buy from you. And a powerful offer means nothing if it's silent, right? What is that crazy thing that they always ask? Like, if a tree falls into forest, does anybody hear it? Okay, well, if nobody's around, no, they don't, right? The other thing is that it doesn't matter how much you work on your messaging. If you don't show your audience, if you don't show through video content, the conviction and the confidence and the knowing that you have and all this work that you put behind perfecting that message, is anyone really hearing it? And are you building momentum for multiple people to hear it if you are not visible? A lot of times we see people going after perfection and wanting to create impact, but visibility, imperfectly showing up, is going to create the most impact because it's real, it's raw, it's authentic, it's most likely going to have some conviction or some passion behind it. And so that is huge, right? The next thing we want to make sure is that we are attracting raving fans. How do we do that? Well, we attract raving fans by repeatedly showing up. I like to call this a great repetition strategy, meaning that I'm showing up enough, not every day. If you don't want to be on video every day, I'm not saying you have to be on video every single day, but you're consistent enough on video that you are building an audience. You're building like, know, and trust. You're consistent and visible versus inconsistent and invisible, right? So when we show up daily, when we show up boldly, when we show up with clarity, when we know who we're talking to, and we feel like their before state, and when they work with us, we fill the gap, right? And then their after state, and we know what that looks like, it's going to serve and support you so much more because you're going to feel it. Your audience is going to feel it. The confidence is going to be there. It's going to be more grounded. It's going to be more trustworthy. And it's just a game changer. The other thing we want is we want to have a brand, right? As a CEO, as a business owner. But it can't be iconic if it's not recognizable. Visibility builds that recognition. You are most likely the face of your brand. Most people I work with, they're the face of their brand. They don't have a spokesperson. They are the one putting themselves out there. And so recognition builds trust. Trust builds sales. And if you're afraid of getting on video, if you're afraid of putting yourself out there, here's the thing. You don't become iconic by playing small. You become iconic by being seen consistently, by willing to get uncomfortable and be seen consistently. The other thing that people struggle with is launches only work when people are watching. So what I see so many times is, oh, I'm going to launch something, so I'm going to get visible like a week or two before that. You've not had time to build a relationship with your audience. You've not had time to build a brand, to attract your people, right? I'm not saying you won't sell anything, but it's going to be a lot harder than if you just start, you literally are launching, you're selling every day, you're selling you. You're selling your message. You're selling what you do and your expertise and your value and your education, right? So if you want your launch to be magnetic, start building visibility way before that sales page goes live. And visibility builds anticipation. Anticipation is going to drive conversions. Again, I am building trust. I am building online relationships. I am building so much by my consistent visibility. And when I choose to not show up, when I choose to hide, we all have moments. When I choose to not be consistent, when I choose to not show my face on a camera, I'm not saying you can't build, but it's going to take you a heck of a lot longer without it. You can't wait to be ready when it comes to building a business. I have people all the time that say, I'm going to build a business. I don't know what kind of business I'm going to build, but what can I do right now? And the two things I tell them every single time, number one, build relationships. Number two, get visible. Get visible now. Do it now. So before they even have a business, I am suggesting they build their audience, right? And the other thing is that showing up before you feel like everything is perfect. It's never going to be perfect. This video isn't perfect. I probably said, I probably forgot what I was going to say. And that's okay, because that humanizes you and your content. And they also are going to know it's not AI, because guess what? It's not perfect. It's not overproduced. And we want to focus on consistent magnetic visibility. It's your launch runway, it's your brand builder, and your trust accelerator. And I know that we all want more of that. We all want more of that. We want to build a brand. We want to provide so many opportunities to our audience. And every time we decide to show up on camera, we are creating impact. And I've never met a person who didn't want to create more impact with their audience. So no matter what, when you decide to put yourself out there, you're going to build that impact. And that, my friends, is going to serve and support you so much further than anything else.